Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday for another episode of Guided by Spirit. I am your host, Richard LaRocco, with my amazing co-host, Miss Pauline Raffaella. How you doing today, Pauline?
Oh, Richard, I am doing very well on this Thursday. Happy to be here with you as always, my friend. And how have you? How are you? You just got back from Lilydale.
My gosh, I'm doing amazing. I was in Lilydale with four of my mentorship students and getting certified as mediums. And it was absolutely amazing. The weather was amazing. Love Western New York. It is literally a home away from home. Um, love the food on the water,
Mm.
seven vortexes. It was absolutely unbelievable. And I was there with some just beautiful souls, getting ready to navigate this spiritual path. And I'm truly, truly blessed to be part of that journey with them. But I have, it's interesting. There's a lot going on energetically, and a lot was there, a lot was ramped up, chaotic, and we're going to tap into this today. We're going to tap into what's going on energetically. We got meteors, we got all kinds of crazy storms, we have influx dreams. I feel out of chaos. We're going to talk about it all today. If you would like, give us a call. We're here live taking your questions. 646 And remember, use the hashtag or the pound 820 252 The number doesn't change, but the topics do. So let's go right into speaking of topics, universally speaking. So, what, Pauline, is going on astrologically, energetically? What is going on?
There's so much, Richard, and you hit the nail on the head. And I can only imagine how intense some of the energies were, in Lilydale. But the first thing I want to share is a month ago on June 21st, I talked about the full moon in Capricorn. And I said the next full moon, which is going to be in July 21st, is also going to be a full moon in Capricorn. This is unprecedented and unheard of that we have two full moons, all right, 1 month apart, because you get a full moon every month in the same sign. So we've been sandwiched in between the two full moons in Capricorn. And we know that Capricorn is a structure down sign. It's very goal oriented, it's very structure. It has a lot to do too with like corporate structure, more tradition. And the old structures must come down. And so what does that mean for us personally? What old mental structures do you have, emotional structures, patterns that aren't going to serve you moving forward, that are trying to break down and be dissolved and transformed into something new? So that alone is emotionally, mentally very upheaving. Have you been feeling it, Richard?
My gosh, it has been just, I feel like a hot mess. I don't know how to, I don't know really how to put that. I just feel like there have been things, so many things going on. I'm doing more center and grounding. I am sleeping more. I'm trying to hibernate, like keep people like this. Um, yeah, I've really felt I've had dreams. I've had more visions. The energy has been just off the charts, even connecting in my readings. They are just really intense. Um, and I'm attributing this to what's going on energetically. Um, Pauline, Yvonne says, Pauline, I feel it. Yes, Pauline. You do. Well, yes, Yvonne, you do feel it.
I do.
Lauren comments accurate. Yeah, there's a lot been going on.
Yes. This energy is very intense because it's almost like if we were to imagine ourselves as being some type of a structure, right? And then a wrecking ball comes in, right? And starts wrecking certain parts of the structure because it needs to be rebirthed, reinvented, rebuilt, right? Transformed. That's what's kind of going on the inside of us. And I think, like I said last time, have you thought or felt emotions or had thoughts about something that happened 5, 10, 15, 20, for some of us 40 years ago? And you're thinking, why am I remembering that now? What is going on? Well, what's going on is the old feelings, the old thoughts, the old emotions are being pushed up. They've been very dormant. They've been very suppressed. We have kind of, pushed them away and moved forward. But now it's like we're all like opening up, and these deeper energies, they're coming up to the surface, and they can make you not feel well. So, yeah.
That's a lot of, it's interesting you said that. So one of my favorite places in Lilydale is a healing temple.
Mhm.
And it's this wooden building that was built in 1953. Mae West has been there, Andrew Jackson. I mean, it's some of the just amazing beings have been in Lilydale, but Mae West specifically. Um, and healers are there, and people come from all over the world to receive free healing. And one of the people we were with got a healing, and they just couldn't stop crying
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yes.
All this, and the best way she could articulate the feeling is things were coming up I didn't even know were there.
Correct.
So straight to your point, I
Correct.
mean, it's feeling on a cellular vibrational level, whether it's past life, this life, whatever it is coming up and out. Now, are you noticing with these energy shifts? Is it good stuff, bad stuff, or everything? And we kind of have to decipher.
Yeah. So it's a lot of everything because, I've been saying for years, here's what's happening. Okay. As the old is being demolished and breaking down, the new is being built up simultaneously. So while there can be some old feelings and thoughts of hurt or insecurity or confusion, there's also other things happening, like, I am good enough, or, everything's going to be okay. And that is something that I am seeing more and more in my healing sessions with the people who work with me consistently, is even though they could be a hot mess like you, Richard, and me, and me too, they're saying to me, but somehow I know everything is going to be okay. And when I hear that, that's an hallelujah right there, because that is so key and so important to us maintaining our center and navigating through these, I almost want to say, frenetic energies. Knowing you're going to be okay, knowing you're going to get through it. You may not know how, and you may be breaking down crying or sleeping a lot or whatever it is, but you're going to get through it. That's huge. That's huge.
It's huge because I think people need to know, especially when some of these energies are causing chaotic reactions,
Yes.
whether things in mainstream are feeling very chaotic at the moment. I saw some woman literally just have a meltdown over something that was just so uncalled for, and it was almost like she went from 0 to 1,000 instantly
Yes.
and could not control her emotions, could not control herself. So, now what can be some tips that we can use to kind of navigate this?
Yeah.
How to kind of hunker down, as the meteorologists say during a hurricane, we got to hunker down,
Yeah.
right? So what can we do as spiritual beings to hunker down and weather the storm.
Yeah. You know, first I want to say, wherever you're being triggered or however you're being triggered, you've got to have the tools to navigate through it, because things are going to get, or they're going to become more intense. And it's just a sign that you've got some deeper healing to do. All right. And we've talked about journaling. We've talked about getting into nature. We've talked about staying grounded. So important. But we really have to start focusing more on the heart as something to counteract the feelings that you have, whether they're connected to what's happening now, whether they're connected to something that's happened 5 years ago, 40 years ago. We have to seek the energy of the heart. That is the ultimate. That is the ultimate answer, because it's the heart that heals. It's the heart that keeps us centered in love. So you got to do heart work. There is a meditation. Okay, what do you got
Healing
there?
in the heart space.
Healing in the heart space.
Healing in the heart space.
I do have a healing heart meditation on my website, PaulineRaffaella.com. I created this probably over 20 years ago, and it's called Awakening the Heart. And if you listen to this, you will feel your heart race, you will feel your heart palpitate, you will cry, all of that. But it is that energy that we need to resort to. I think of all the things that we have always talked about: journaling, meditating, whatever it is, grounding. It's time to come back into the heart. Coming into the heart is the answer. And that is the future. It's not the head. It's not all this intellect. It's not all, it's the heart. So you've got to do some heart work. Pick up Richard's journal, the book on the heart. Pick that up. Listen to my meditation, Awakening the Heart. I promise you, you will cry, but you will start to make a deeper connection into your heart space. And that's the answer. That's the ultimate answer. Because right now, there's a lot of tension floating around. There is a lot of anger. There is a lot of hatred. And that's energies that many of us just don't want to be part of. And we've got to come into the heart space. Okay, I see you smirking over there, Richard. What's going on?
Oh my gosh. Well, one of the things, I'm reading, Feeling It, Everything. Judith wrote, I do not have the tools. Judith, it's not like you need to go to Sears Hardware or Home Depot or Lowe's. You don't have to. The tools, all you have to do is be open with yourself, be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself. Remember, love is an inside job. And we need to sometimes handle our inner child with the kid gloves that we will help others with. Healing in the heart space.
Yeah, Judith, go to my website, PaulineRaffaella.com. Register, it's free, and start listening to that meditation. That's a tool right there.
Yeah, and that's a simple tool. Taking moments for yourself, sitting and just being aware of what's going on, letting the feelings come up, and then understand why they're coming up or what is coming up, even if you don't know where it's coming from. I feel rage, or I feel anger, or I feel sadness, I feel overwhelming. That's a feeling. Sit with that for a second. And then one of the simple things, word association. If I say yellow, you say banana. If I say red, you say fire truck, right? Very simple. Well, sit with your higher self. It's not hard. Ask the question, why am I feeling this sadness? Take a deep breath, breathing in. On the exhale out, from your heart space, what is the feeling that you get? And then from there, I feel frustration or I feel stuck. Got it. Why do I feel stuck? Take another breath. What the breath does is it centers and grounds you and allows you to get out of your own way. And whatever comes after that. And this is how we get through the layers of the onion.
Yes.
And that how we can help ourselves. So sitting even with your higher self is not some mystical, secret only, written in ancient texts, and you have to spend thousands of dollars at a workshop seminar to kind of achieve. No, it's very simple.
It's true. And you can even become part of a community, even an online community like mine, where, we do meditations and it's people also talking about what they're feeling. Everybody can relate to it. I want to share something that I did with a client yesterday. And it's interesting because I do have a lot of clients that I work through by Zoom, like you do, Richard. And I had to bring her back into her heart. And so the first thing I said to her was, close your eyes. And Judith and others, follow me with this right now. Close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think the word peace. What image comes to your mind when you think of the word peace, inner peace? For my client, she said to me, like sitting on the beach for her, the ocean brings peace for her. And I said, that's beautiful, wonderful. Just float in the ocean, be in the ocean, feel the peace. Then I said to her, what image comes to mind when you think about love? And she said, I don't know. She said, I don't have an image of love. I said, oh, well, that's a problem. We need to create an image of love. I said, it could be even just a heart. It could be a rose. It could be the love of a child, an innocent child. It could be the love of an animal. It could be anything at all. What is your image of love? What does that, not romantic love, just love. And so sit with that. Let an image come to you, and that will begin to bring you into your heart. I always feel like peace first, because peace seems to be easier for people to a place to get to. And then work with an image of love that comes to your mind. And if you can't find an image, use just the image of a red heart. A red heart. And sit with that and feel it. These are just some very, very simplistic tools just to start connecting to the vibration of the higher feelings. We need to embody these. We need to live in these. And that doesn't mean we're going to do it 24/7, right, Richard? We're
absolutely, human. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
We are human.
But
it's a great place to start. And like Judith asked, I don't have tools. We do have tools. They're there.
Well, sometimes we just need to hear something simple like what we just talked about to start stirring the creativity. Right? So people who are listening, what is your image of peace when you close your eyes and you sit in that and you feel peace? And what is your image of love? And this is, again, it's not directed towards someone. It is just starting to tap into the universal frequencies of peace and love. Let's start there. And we're living in like a sci-fi time, right? Are we living in like a Star Trek? Are we living in like sci-fi reality, Richard?
It's kind of like being a space cadet. It's like you don't know what's real, what's not real. I've had also, on a mediumship standpoint, I've had a lot of people comment I'm seeing more things. I'm sensing more things. My loved ones, the signs are so profound.
Yes.
I just read a couple the other day on Long Island, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, this picture is literally of your loved one. I said, referencing their spirit is showing me the eyes, like the eyes literally follow you everywhere you go. And they both look at each other as a husband and wife, and they're like, "This is so weird. We just had this conversation last night that his picture, the eyes follow no matter where we are, we walk past it, the eyes follow, And I said, what about like, they're like, what about a song? I said that it drives you nuts. And they're like, yes, it plays all the time. And then it stopped and then it started. It's all energetic, what's going on.
Yes.
So we're getting it on such a vibrational level.
Yes.
So when we also have the signs and symbols coming in for our loved ones, pay attention. We are the instrument. The universe is trying to communicate with us in every moment, all the signs, everything we're getting. So pay attention.
And this is a time where our psychic ability, whether you're trying to develop it or not, can just get a little heightened. Your intuitive ability. I mean, I'm doing readings of connecting to deceased loved ones. I don't normally do that because I'm an energy healer and I see and do other things. But lately, what's been happening, I'm talking to my client, and I'm like, is there a deceased male on your end, like a grandfather, a father, a grandfather? Sure enough, and it's just starting to happen because this is our true nature. Don't be afraid of it. This is our true nature. So I'm becoming very psychic in terms of the seeing what's in the Akashic records for this country and the world and all kinds of things. That's a conversation for another day. But it's all happening. It's very intense out there. Why don't we just quickly talk about the meteor that like was hitting Long Island here and then dissolved? What?
Yes, I saw it on social media and I'm like, it hit in New Jersey, but sent like almost like a shock wave up through the city onto the island, on Long Island, all this stuff. And I was what's going on, but because I don't do any of that and planetary astrology and all that fun stuff. I defer to the people that the authorities on, and I talk to dead people. That's what I got, right?
We love that. We love that about you because you are the best, the best.
Ah, she's on payroll, so just no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But what is going on? What
Yeah.
are we experiencing? What is even happening?
Yeah. So, we talk so much about astrology and the planets moving and things like that, but we also have to realize that the universe or the solar system that we're in, right? I think there's like 80,000 universes or more than that, we're told through scientists. So where we are in the universe or in one universe out of many, the poles are changing, the energy is changing, okay? And so this is causing what we call solar flares, like, it's analogy, like it's like pieces of the sun are flaring out off the sun and flaring towards Earth because there's energetic changes going on. We have meteors, coming to our planet, right? So all of these astrological or scientific events have energies connected to them. And they're not always pleasant. However, it's just part of the growth and the evolution here on Earth. And we have to be able to navigate through some of these very intense energies. And a lot of people reported when that meteor was heading toward Long Island, it kind of disintegrated. People were feeling nauseous. they were feeling dizzy. They really did not feel well. Okay, but it passed. It passed. So these events are also churning up old energies within us. And when I say old energies, I'm talking thoughts, emotions. We have to change our belief systems about who we are. All right, because the new earth is trying to be created and is being created. Now, what does that mean for the future? What does that mean for the future, Richard?
It means that we need to buckle up. We need to kind of be open. We need to kind of take care of ourselves. We need to do the work, raise our vibration. And we also need to be very, transparent, very honest with ourselves so that when things come up, we know kind of where it's coming from.
Yes, and you and I had an amazing conversation about how the new earth is evolving, it is coming forth, things are changing, and how important it is for us to be in our center, be in our heart, and be in our right mind. Be a free thinker, to use your words, okay? Be a free thinker, be a critical thinker. What's happened to our minds? Or have we become so easily influenced by the thoughts of others?
I really think so. I think where we kind of get manipulated a lot through mainstream media, our friends, we don't take our truths seriously. I think not questioning kind of what's going on in the world, something is wrong. I think that we really need to sit with it and understand that there's a lot going on. I really do believe that. I've always questioned things. I don't take things if they don't resonate with me. I don't take that as my truth. So I investigate. My teacher always said to me, be a free thinker. You
Yeah.
know, when you receive the answers that resonate with you, great. If they don't, seek your truth.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't align with you, well, then move,
Right.
you know?
Don't be so impressionable that you believe everything you hear. Question it, sit with it, ask yourself, does that feel right to me? I'm not going to believe someone just because they're an authority, just because they're on television, just because they're in the media. I don't even know if the media reports news anymore. Many just report their opinion, and somehow that opinion gets anchored and solidified in as the truth. And so I love what you said about, no, we have to know our own truth about who we are. And the more we know who we are, all right, the more when we hear something that doesn't resonate, that doesn't feel true, we will know it. We'll say, I don't know if that's true or not. I've got to sit with that and explore that a little bit more. We have to be open-minded, not ignorant, not thinking we know it all. I'm right, you're wrong. We've got to get out of that thinking, because that's not the future. That's not the new earth. That's not higher consciousness. That's lower consciousness.
Yeah, that's a low vibration. It's, a lot of people, they listen, there's a lot going on. You need to decipher what is right for you. Okay,
Right.
don't feel pressured, don't feel pushed. And we're not just talking as, we're talking in so many aspects.
Right.
I have friends that, politically speaking, they feel I got to choose sides. For me, in my health journey, August 10th is going to be 2 years. I've been really eating and living a different lifestyle, non-toxic, and doing what's best for me as far as with meat and lowering my inflammation and things. And there's even a huge separation of, oh no, grains and fruits and vegetables are the only way, non-meat is the best for you. Well, meat is good and don't listen to doctors, but you need to listen. It's like I follow my own, what resonates with me, what spirit shows me, my higher self directs me to do.
Right.
Even as far as interactions with people, motives, things, be aware of what's going on and you be the truth seeker. You be your beacon of light. If you're not, and I'm not saying be a conspiracy theorist, but test everything. Don't take it for what it is, because everything out there, and that's also part of the new earth, shifting of the consciousness, right,
Yeah.
Pauline? We talked about that.
Yeah.
When you shift the consciousness of not just taking what is laid to you, but also examining it, exploring it, questioning it, and if it doesn't make sense to you,
If what you're hearing doesn't fit into unity consciousness, if it doesn't fit into peace consciousness, if it doesn't fit into love consciousness, and whatever you're hearing is creating anger, hate, fear, get rid of it. Because the future is unity consciousness. We are all one. If we are all one and I'm hating you, then that must mean I'm hating myself. So we've got to get out of this lower consciousness, because shifting consciousness requires us to understand who we are as soul beings and that we're all connected. We're all one. Unity consciousness. We need unity. We're all part of a love vibration, love consciousness. That's the future. Peace consciousness, that vibration. Anything that takes you out of that, I say, let it go. Don't buy
let
it.
it go.
Don't buy into it. Be more neutral. Be more of an observer. Sit with it for a while. Sit with it. What's my truth? What's my truth? How do I really feel about that? When you're connected to your soul, you won't want to be part of anything that is hate, that is filled with hate, anger, division, fear. You won't want to be part of it. And the new earth where we're going is love, peace, joy, abundance, unity. That's where we're going.
I agree 1,000%. And I got to reconnect with one of my teachers this past weekend, and I love her dearly. And I have two teachers, and I love them both so much, and they're so different. And the one operates from the heart space, and she taught me about the heart space. And it was interesting. She goes, Richard, your intuition, the heart is one of the most intricate parts of the body. And they think the brain is, the heart is actually the nucleus of everything. It is the master center of everything. It holds on to memories, it holds on to feelings, recognitions. It is also the home of intuition. And I said, but Barbara, isn't the stomach? She goes, no, that holds on to the feelings and emotions. She goes, the heart tells you the truth.
Yeah.
The heart. And when I tell people, talk to your loved ones and listen with this, or when I step into a reading and you've experienced it, is what does this need? That's what spirit delivers. What this needs, the heart needs, not this or this, right? But
Right.
this.
Right.
So when you operate from the heart space, it's literally follow the heart.
Yes.
Follow the heart.
So if everyone right now who hears this podcast sets their intention, wherever you are, no judgment, wherever you are, you set your intention. I want to tap into and become more of the peace consciousness, love consciousness. I want to be clear-minded consciousness, not delusion, clear-minded. How do I do that? Right? How do I do it? And like I said, first thing, anything that triggers you, that makes you angry, that makes you fearful, that makes you hate, that makes you feel divided, that makes you feel you're right and the other is wrong, start letting it go. Because that's how we come out of the polarity and we come into the center. That's the future, everybody. That's the future. And that's where we have to go. So it can either be an easy journey or it can be a rough one, depending upon how willing you are to shift your mindset.
Love it. So if you had, for our audience out there, very simplistic, very simple things, what would be 3 tips that you could give them to start navigating or practicing this for themselves?
Okay. The first thing is that comes to my mind, when you start to tap into peace consciousness, love consciousness, find an image that makes you feel that. All right. And sit with that daily, especially before bed, because the soul does a lot of healing while we're sleeping and out of our head, out of our mind. The soul can finally has the freedom to kind of do some work on the inside. So find that image of love and peace and focus on it. Do find meditations, workbooks that help you connect to those feelings. And that's 2. And number 3 would be realize that you have got to love yourself first. Okay, before anyone else. You have got to step into self-love and understand what that is. And self-love is always connection between self and higher self, or self and God, or self and universe, or self and the angels. You have to connect with something that is higher and bigger than you. That's what I got, Richard. What do you got?
I love it. And I think those are 3 great tips. First, and I practice this, raise your vibration, right? You said look at an image that you love, but don't just take the image, don't stop there. Implement things in your life that raise your vibration, that feel good. If you have, if you have toxic people in your life, cut the cord, watch the kite fly away, put up boundaries, right? Take care of you, be mindful of you. If you need to rest more, you need some more downtime, you need to go put your toes in the sand by the beach, go do it. Raise your vibration, self-talk, things like that. First and foremost, it does not take much. Light a candle, put some music on, dance. Lynn and I used to always, our friend Lynn Van Prague used to, when we did an event, she would always say, laughter is the easiest way to raise your vibration.
Yes.
Simple. Light attracts light. High vibration attracts high vibration. So once you start operating that way, next thing you know, things start becoming a little bit easier or clearer.
Yeah.
Second, start a daily spiritual practice, whatever that is. Go walk outside, go sit outside in your morning coffee, talk to a loved one, listen to some guided meditation, some music, sit with your higher self, whatever that looks like. If you don't know how to do it, oh my gosh, YouTube is a great, great, great resource. We have amazing journals too. Signs and symbols with loved ones. See the signs, talk to your loved ones, write them down. This is a prompted journal that can easily help you. Get Pauline's book, The Little Blue Room. Read something that kind of helps evolve the soul. There you go.
Yes, this is the awakening of the soul. Get out of negative talk and negative conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's low vibration. That's sandbox. We talked about it a couple of shows ago. That's the 3D world. We're talking about taking the escalator up to the 5D and beyond. So you got to get out of the normal and what you've done, whether you have the tools or don't have the tools, Judith. Simple things, right? Retraining the brain. The faster you do this, the more consistent you do it, the easier it becomes. And then third, forgive.
Yes.
Forgive yourself, forgive others. Forgive. Shadow work. What does that mean? Very simple. Why do I say this? Because on a subconscious level, these things hold us back. Think of a hot air balloon and all the sandbags. Well, what they do is they start throwing off some of the sandbags to lighten the load so that they can what? Raise, ascend, go a higher vibration. Start doing simple things. Forgive yourself. Forgive what others have created that you've experienced. Remember, forgiveness starts the practice, forgive you, and then you will forgive others.
Right.
Forgive yourself for experiencing. Most people think it's the other way around. It's not. You got to forgive you.
Yeah, you got to
For going,
you got to do the self-forgiveness. It's got to be thrown into the mix. For some people,
yes.
do that first, or they can do it second, but it's got to be thrown into the mix there, you know. And we need to become critical thinkers, right? Why do we want to go along with the herd thinking, when the herd thinking is negative, just so that we can feel like we belong? Well, that doesn't serve us. That's all going to change. So be open-minded, be willing to shift, feel empowered enough to do what feels right to you, even if the herd's going in a different direction. So trust that. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Pauline, we have there's going to be a great show next week. We're talking, little spoiler alert, we're talking about spiritual awakenings. We're going to get into a lot of this, which is in a lot of Pauline's. We were talking about this before the show, how literally it's in all the like chapters of the book, how to spiritually awaken. So we're going to dive into spiritual awakenings, dark night of the soul, all of that fun, amazing stuff. And if you're like, what's the dark night of the soul? I paid the power bill. You get it. You'll understand when you tune in. But please tune in, because at some point, especially with the constant consciousness shifting, everybody is going to be going through this, right? So prepare yourself for what is energetically to come, right?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that next week. And Pauline, what do you have going on? Where can people find you? What your book?
Yes. So my book you can get on Amazon. I'm told it's an amazing read. I think it is. It will help you transform. It will help open your mind. It will help change your thinking and how you look at life so that you can awaken and heal yourself. And I'm so swamped, busy, grateful with all of the one-on-one clients that I have. I am so busy, usually booked out several months. I am in gratitude for all of these people who are working so hard to transform themselves and their lives and heal themselves. And the one big event that I do have upcoming, you have to contact me through my website, PaulineRaffaella.com, is the Lionsgate event on August 8th. That night at 7 p.m. is going to be a huge timeline shift. We did it last year. People shifted out of one timeline into a higher timeline, and we're going to be doing that again. It's going to be unbelievable. And the energy, the light codes, the ascension codes that are going to be channeled through me, and in a group setting, it's huge. It's huge. So do look into that.
Got it. Well, I'm excited about the Lionsgate. I am definitely excited about that. Can't wait for that meditation and that work. So for me, you can go to richardlarocco.com. We have a bunch of events coming up. I will be at the Franklin House in Central Pennsylvania this weekend. We have 2 big sold out events. Then I'm coming back to Central Pennsylvania, Lidditz at the Wilbur Tapestry Hotel with a medium from Pittsburgh, Tracy Van. And then we'll be in West Virginia, August 11th at Shepherdstown, West Virginia, at the War Memorial Center with Tracy. We'll be doing this event. And I'll also be at certain dates in Ocean City, New Jersey, doing in-person readings and group readings and so much more. And keep going. So also, check out my website. It has been revamped at richardlarocco.com. And if you haven't, this is hot. People are talking about this. Word on the street, little birdies are chirping.
Yes,
This prompted journal, how to get in touch with your loved ones,
yes,
how to see the signs.
we had someone on my page, I believe a friend of mine said the book wasn't good. It was great because after he read it and was doing some of the exercises in there, he was seeing signs all over the place from his loved ones.
You go. So if you did purchase, do not forget to review. Please give it a good, be honest, give it a good, Amazon review. That helps get the word out there. But I'm extremely excited. Pauline, we got a great show next week.
We do.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Truly appreciate it. We are extremely thankful for all the love and support that we do get. So thank you so much. Everybody have an amazing week. And don't forget, do your part, hunker down, do the work, operate from the heart space. Heart, there you go. Looks good. Excellent. Love it. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you.
Sending everybody much love.